Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Long time no speak. I have had a long few 3-4 weeks, whatever it's long. The period between like Christmas and New Year and that whole time is just crazy busy all the time. I've had issues with exporting a video. I've been on holiday, I've been back at work, and I've been really busy. So I had a video planned to come out, which was a really crazy bright like electric palette look by Urban Decay. But that video just won't export, so I thought I'm not going to leave it any longer. I'm going to film a video and I'm going to get something up and get that video re-edited and re-exported and uploaded at some point. So in the meantime I have this look here for you today. So I've got like a really green smoky look going on. I had no clue what I was doing when I started doing my makeup today, and it kind of just turned into this. I kind of just picked out a bunch of makeup and I thought let's just go with it. So I went with it and this is what happened. It is kind of messy and haphazard, just kind of how I feel recently. Everything's just busy and chaotic, and start of a new year is just crazy. So I think it really really kind of represents how I'm feeling recently, and not that it's a bad thing, but it does reflect in life obviously. So I do have this kind of smoky green looking eye for you today, and a nice new lip. I did have a little mishap with my lipstick in the video as well. I went for this really deep brown color and it just looked like shit, so I took it off and put a nude on, and I feel much better with my nude lip. So if you like what you see and you want to see how to get the look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I actually have no clue what I'm going to do with my face today. Like, not my face, but like just my eye look in general. I've got like 3 palettes here. This one is my general like palette that I generally always use. Then I've got this little Z palette with a blue and a green. And then I've got, whoops. And then I've got this Z palette with more blues and more greens and purples and stuff. And then I have 2 Inglot palettes here. I've got this one, which is all neutrals again. This one's quite boring, but it's nice for an everyday look. And then I've also got my my rainbow palette, which looks like this. So I'm really kind of struggling with choice today, and I don't know what to do. I think I want to do a kind of emerald green smoky eye, using some of the greens that I've got. So maybe let's just go with that. But before we go with that, obviously I need to start with my base. So I did get a bit of a tan. Well, the reason why I've been kind of vacant from my channel is, firstly, I had all these issues. I still have these issues trying to export a video that I did for my electric palette look. It's really really bright and I'm really really excited to get it up, but I'm just having so many issues with that one, and I think I need to re-edit. And then because I was having issues, I ended up having, I just couldn't do it. So I went on holiday and I just haven't had time to work out what the issues are. So I'm going to film a new look and put this one up, and then I'm going to try and get the electric palette one up. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have returned from holiday now. I'm back at work, and back to kind of regular scheduling. So let's see if we can get this show on the road. First I'm going to start with wiping my face with a makeup wipe, because I haven't washed my face yet, so it's probably quite oily, and having a nice clean canvas for your makeup will make it stay longer. Even though I'll probably just take this off and have a shower, it's good to make sure your skin is clean. Okay, first things first, other than being the realest, Igazeli jokes, she's Aussie, isn't she? Oh god, why do I even know this? Anyway, first things first, I'm going to start with a primer, and I'm using the Professional by Benefit. And I'm just going to place that all over my face. I'm I mostly put it in my T-zone, and because it's a silicone based primer, I also like to place it underneath my eyes where I place my concealer, because it helps it not crease. Next up, I'm going to go with foundation. As you can see, I've had this dollopy dollop on my wrist, my hand this whole time. Now, this colour was matched for my skin when I was quite fair, but I have gone and gotten a tan while I'm on holiday, so we'll just see if we can make this work. I'm going to buff this all into my face with a Sigma round kabuki brush. It is quite light for my skin now, but I will go ahead and try and darken it up a bit. So if you've stayed tuned on my channel, which I don't expect you to, but my previous video was a bit of a haul, and I got this foundation matched to me, and I had only used it with a beauty blender at that point, so this is a new experience using it with one of these round kabuki brushes, and I feel like it's kind of doing really, really well. Okay, what I'm going to do is kind of buff this into the center area of my face. My forehead up here is actually quite tan, and the perimeters of my face are quite tan, so I'm going to use this one to kind of, actually I'm going to put it on my entire face, and then we're going to go ahead with a darker foundation and try and match it up. I don't really have a foundation to match my skin, which is when it's this colour. I probably should really do something about that. You don't realise how tan you are until you put your foundation on. So what I'm going to do is going to try and bring this paleness to my kind of colour now, which is kind of tan, funnily enough. And I've got this, and I use it as contour, but we'll try and see what we can do. I've got this foundation stick by Maybelline, which is called Fit Me, and it's considerably darker than my actual skin. But I think if we blend this into the perimeter of my face and kind of down the cheekbones a little bit, it might assist in making me look like I'm my colour. So I'm kind of just going to draw this around my face like I'm drawing a mask, essentially. Only a little bit for the moment because I don't want to go overkill. And I'm just going to blend this in with the same kabuki brush that had the my previous foundation on it. I think this is the best we're going to get for the moment. I think I might just go out and have to buy a new foundation that matches. I'm going to have to check my stash for foundation that might be a bit darker, but I feel like I'm pretty matchy at the moment. The centre of the face is obviously a little bit lighter, but that's fine because we like to have that glow within look anyway, so I'm just going to go with that. So what I'm also going to do now is just conceal underneath my eyes, and I've got my Rimmel Match Perfection concealer and highlighter in shade 010 Ivory, and I can finally do that under eye concealer stuff that like every person ever does, because my skin's finally a bit darker. So let's do that. I'm immediately going to set that with my Palladio Rice Powder and a tapered highlighting brush by Sigma. Like that. Next, I'm just going to conceal some pimples. I've got a nice friend here who just won't go away, and I've got another one just under my lip here, so I'm going to conceal them real quick and I'll be right with you. Okay, so I've just placed concealer on those little friendly pimples I have there, and I'm just going to use the same Palladio Rice Powder and set the rest of my face with my giant Sigma brush, large powder brush to be exact. It's a colourless powder, so it's not going to change the colour of the darker foundation I've got on my face. It's just really going to set everything and stop it from moving. Next up, I'm going to do some bronzing because Lord knows I need it because my foundation doesn't match, and let's just see if I can make it look okay. I hope it looks fine so far, but I'm going to try and make it look better. So we've got the NARS bronzer in Laguna. I'm going to put a fair amount on my brush and kind of tap off the excess, and where I place the darker foundation, I'm going to place this on top basically, just to bronze up my face, try and match everything. Definitely going to take it down my neck a bit as well. And then I'll take a smaller brush like this one. This is a large fluff brush with a little bit, and just take it down my nose just to be a bit more precise, but you know, it's how we do. Next up, I'm going to use blush, and I want to use something a bit more subdued just because I think I'm going to go in with the greeny colours as I mentioned earlier on my eyelids. So I'm going to go in with an old favourite of mine. This is Fleur Power by MAC. And I'm only going to use a tiny little bit of this, but I just feel like this blush for me just sits so well with my skin and just looks really, really good with nearly everything I wear. So grabbing my blush brush and just on top of my bronzer, I'm going to place a little bit. I'm not going to bring it around the eyes here. I don't want it to clash with the greens that I'm putting on my eyes. I think I'm putting greens on my eyes, but I do want a little bit of flusher colour as well. And I don't want to accentuate any redness in my skin either, so it's just one of those little fine lines between doing too much and not enough, and that's what I'm doing. Placing it right on the back of my cheekbones there. The next thing I'm going to use is a highlighter, and this is one of my favourites. You've probably seen it in a million of my videos before, but it is the Soft and Gentle Mineral Skin Finish by MAC. This one is well loved and in need of some TLC, so I do keep it in a little Ziploc bag so it doesn't get destroyed in my makeup bag, but I just don't want to get rid of it. It's just such a beautiful highlighter. I'm going to place a fair amount of that on my cheekbones. So that glow can be seen from the heavens. This whole strobing craze has become a lot recently. I'm not really the one to be into trends or anything, but I think this whole highlighting thing is actually quite pretty. So I'm going to just load it on. I'm going to go down my nose and on my cupid's bow as well. Okay, the last step before I set my face with my finishing spray is just going in with a contour. So I'm going to use Barcelona Beach by Makeup Geek with my NARS ITA brush, ITA brush, whatever you want to call it. Just getting a little bit on my brush and just running that ever so slightly in my the hollows of my cheeks there. Okay, so now the face is pretty much done, I'm just going to set it. This is my Skindinavia makeup finishing spray, one that I use generally all the time. This is the bottle I use when I travel, so I'm just going to spray my face and let that dry. Okay, so now I have zoomed you in uncomfortably close to my face. You can see all the texture, but that really, you know what, it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna start doing my eye makeup now, but first we're gonna start with eyebrows, and I'm gonna go with my usual shades. So I've got Cocoa Bear and Bitten. These are two shades that I use in my hair because I'm pretty red. I do need to touch up my hair color, but just to match my hair colour, the majority of my hair colour, I'm going to use the red. So I'm going to start with Cocoa Bear, then move into Bitten. We all know the drill. I'm going to do this off camera, and you guys, well, I'm going to do this off camera because you know the drill. So I'm going to get that done and I'll be right back in one moment. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to start off by using a base on my eyelids, and I'm going to go in with Persuade by Sigma. So next, what I'm going to do is use just a shade close to my skin colour to set the base. Obviously we use the base to stop creasing, but to blend powders over the base it could end up patchy. So I'm just putting a neutral shade that's close to my skin tone all over the eyelid, essentially, just to make sure no creasing and no skipping or patchiness happens. And I'm just using Mont Blanc by MAC. Obviously use a shade that you're happy with. If you're using a coloured base, use the coloured colour if you like. I'm just using something that matches my skin tone. Okay, so I've just picked the colour out of the pan because I didn't know the number, but this one is Inglot Matte Eyeshadow in 358. So it's a bit of a cool brown kind of colour. Because we're using green, I feel like I need to use a cool brown. So I'm going to go in with this one first. On a fluffy angle brush and see how we go. So what I'm going to do is just place this kind of in the upper crease area, just here on the brow bone, so it kind of peeks out after we put all the other shades on. I'm kind of just only going to bring that to this point of my eyebrow as well. Okay, I think I'm just going to go for it and just put the green on my eyes and then see where we go from there. I'm going to use this colour by MAC called Plumage. It's a nice deep forest green. And I'm going to use a smaller, stiff kind of brush. This is a concealer brush by Sigma. I'm just going to kind of pack it on there. Kind of scary, but we're just going to do it. Place it on our eyelids. So far I've got this. I've just gone into the crease but not any further. I think I might get a blending brush in there and blend that out. So I'm just going to do that to the other eye. Okay, that's now been placed, and I feel like I need to obviously blend it out. Other than that, maybe put something warmer. Okay, so now the colour's placed. I obviously need to blend it out, but I feel like I need to put something a little bit warmer in the crease and a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do is go in with my pointed blending brush here, and I've got this colour called Cork by MAC. It's just a nice light brown colour. And I'm going to take that right in between the colour in the crease and the colours I had above the crease and blend the green out, and hopefully it will look okay. Okay, I've placed the colour now and it's blended out quite nicely, but we've lost some of the pigmentation of the green. And we've created some harsh lines here, so I'm going in with the brush we were using earlier just to blend out the lines, and then I will go back in with smaller paddle type brush with the green colour called Plumage, and I will just replace the colour on the lid. Okay, next, so I've got that all kind of blended out nicely, I believe, and I'm going to go in, because that's all matte, we've got all mattes on the eyelid now, and I want to kind of spruce it up a little bit. So I've got this colour by Makeup Geek called Envy, and it's just a similar shade but quite shimmery, and it has some glitter in it. So we're going to go ahead and place that on the centre of the eyelid. Just to create some dimension. Next, I'm going to go in on the under eye and place the same colours. So I'm going to do the greens and the browns and just blend it all out just to balance the eyelids out. Now that everything is looking super duper dark, I'm going to go in with an inner corner highlight, and I go into my NYX jumbo pencil in milk, and place that on the inner corner. And then blend that out with my finger. And on top of the NYX pencil, I'm going to go in with this shade here, and it's an Inglot shade, AMC Shine 30. It's a really warm kind of highlighting colour. I'm going to get that on a pencil brush and place that right in the inner corner. Next, I'm just going to go in and do some additional blending just to neaten things up a bit. So I will go ahead and get that sorted, and I'll be right back. Okay, cool. So I got everything done. Eyeliner, mascara, liquid liner, everything. I don't particularly feel like wearing lashes. I don't have lashes that would suit this look, so I'm just not going to wear them. And now I've got two lipstick choices, and I really don't know what I want to go for. So we've got some really dark brown here, and we've got this really nice light nude. I think I'm leaning towards the darker colour just because we've gone all out. Why not continue going all out? So I'm going to apply this colour. This is Dominatrix by Jeffree Star. And let's just see how this looks. It's a straight up brown. So it might go, it might not. So I've just gone over with the unicorn blood, and I really feel like it's not working. So I'm just going to wipe that off and probably put a nude colour on. Okay, so I just wiped the colour off, and I'm going to go in with the Putty colour by Colourpop by Australis, and I'm also going to use this lip liner by Essence called Soft Berry. Okay, so this look is now complete. This was a completely kind of just play with my makeup sort of thing. So I hope you like the way it turned out. I'm quite happy with it. I like the messy kind of haphazard way it's been applied. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video and if you like me, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really love to have you around. Otherwise, I think that's all I've got for you guys today. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.